When the great city of Korynn burned, even the proudest soldiers fled. But humanity didn't run. We charged into the fire while everyone else ran away. And that day, an alien princess learned the truth about us. The galaxy thought it knew war. It thought it knew courage. Armies with steel skin. Fleets like storms. Warriors bred for centuries. And yet, when the great fires of Korynn burned, they saw something they had never witnessed before. They saw humanity run into the flames when everyone else ran away. And one alien princess learned the terrifying truth about what we are. The city of Korynn burned. Towers toppled as plasma bombs tore through its spires. Civilians screamed in the streets. Alien soldiers, trained to fight, turned and fled before the unstoppable tide of fire and smoke. Princess Lyra of the Vayari was among them. She stumbled through the chaos, choking on ash, watching her guards abandon her. Her people had always prized survival above all else. Live to rebuild, they said. But as the sky cracked with fire, Lyra realized survival meant running. And running meant leaving millions behind. She thought she was alone, until she heard the shouting. Through the firestorm came figures in armor scorched black, visors glowing. They carried hoses, cutting torches, and sand trenchers. Not soldiers. Not conquerors. Humans. They didn't flee. They charged into collapsing buildings, dragging strangers to safety. They smashed down burning doors with bare shoulders. They shouted through smoke, voices hoarse but fearless. One of them, Captain Aaron Vance, saw the princess frozen in the street. He grabbed her arm, pulling her aside as a burning spire collapsed. "On your feet, your highness," he barked. She gasped. You're running the wrong way." He grinned through soot. "Nah. Everyone else is." Lyra followed in stunned silence as the humans fought through fire. She saw them shield children with their own bodies. She saw them dive into rubble to save the trapped. The heat blistered her skin. Every instinct screamed to flee. And yet, the humans pressed deeper into the inferno. She finally cried out, "Why? Why risk yourselves for strangers?" Vance kicked down a door and pulled out a sobbing child before answering. "Because someone has to. Fire doesn't wait. Neither do we." The ground shook. An energy conduit beneath the streets ruptured, sending fire roaring down the avenues. Civilians panicked, scattering. The few alien soldiers left fled into the smoke. But the humans didn't run. They formed a line, shields locked, guiding people through the flames. One collapsed, his armor glowing red from heat. Another staggered, coughing blood. Still, they held. Lyra, trembling, stood behind them, realizing, they weren't fighting for glory. Not for survival. Not even for themselves. They were fighting so others could live. When the last civilians reached safety, Vance and his team emerged from the firestorm, blackened and scarred, but still standing. Lyra stared at him, her voice breaking. "You're mad. Absolutely mad." Vance smirked, exhausted. "Yeah. That's what keeps us alive. But your people, why throw yourselves into danger like this? My soldiers ran. My guards left me. But you chose the fire." He looked at her with eyes as steady as steel. "Because if we don't, nobody else will. That's humanity's curse, princess. We run in while everyone else runs away." The fires of Korynn burned for days. But because of the humans, tens of thousands survived. The Vayari whispered of madness. Of recklessness. Of foolish bravery. But Princess Lyra knew better. She had seen it firsthand. Humanity didn't run toward the fire because they wanted to die. They ran because they couldn't live with themselves if they didn't. The galaxy had warriors. It had survivors. It had logic and strength. But on the day Korynn burned, it learned something new about humans. We weren't the ones who ran. We were the ones who charged into the fire. And to an alien princess, that was madness. But to us, it was just who we are. To others, it looked like madness. To us, it was simply who we are. Humanity runs in when everyone else runs away. What did you think of this story? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more HFY tales.